work back through them, one as an addendum to, you're explaining your thrust, your history, where you're coming from and going. You haven't mentioned your newsletter. You're a libertarian communicator. What's been
you're talking about Liberty for All.
Yeah. What's,
oh, okay.
what's
I'm
the
sorry.
basis
Well,
of that?
Liberty for All was started in 2000. A friend of mine and myself. Internet was still relatively young. It was hard for libertarians to have a place where they could go to voice their opinions, to spread the word to other people. So I started a website called libertyforall.net. We're well into our 11th year now, and every day there's more libertarian messages out there every day because of it. There's a huge archive now on Liberty for All. Those of you that know of the site, it's probably one of the things that got me elected in 2002 because it had been going for a couple of years. I worked with freemarket.net until it went under. So it's going strong, and that's one of the joys of my life. I'm proud to say in over 11 years we've never accepted one. We don't solicit donations to make it happen. It all comes from me and out of my pocket, my partner's pocket. I don't put up advertising because I'm a trained journalist. And I know how advertisers are. And they're, the first time you say something they don't like, they're like, well, I'm going to have to jerk that money because we just can't have that. And they try to get you to where they want you to twist your message and craft it and make it more palatable to people. And I'm not about that. This is about libertarianism. There's nothing wrong with the message of libertarianism. It's a great message. It's a beautiful thing. And there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing we have to change about it. We can give it to people full strength.
Back to the concept war peace. I guess many of us would probably agree that there's a limited range of folks that are making the biggest money off our warring efforts. There may be further agenda goals for some folks and objectives, why they want to continue us running us down that road beyond just the money that the industrial complex is making. But we're programmed to accept this by fear. And I'm frustrated with where some of this national conversation is going. What can you tell us about the fear of Islamo-terrorism?
Well, it's strong. And it's perpetuated by politicians that want war. I mean, it's the best way to get people behind you is to make them scared. Get them afraid. The one thing, the greatest motivator for people giving up their own freedom is fear, just being afraid. And we have to battle this. We have to show people that, there's not that much to fear. What we have to fear more is monkeying in other people's business and keeping the whole world mad at us. That's what's bringing all this stuff down on us. You keep your nose out of your neighbor's business, and more than likely you're going to get along with your neighbor. If you're a nosy neighbor, not only he's not going to like you, the word's going to get around, and the neighborhood ain't going to like you either. That's just human nature. So, I mean, what do we do about the fear? I don't know. But I do know that somebody has to stand up and start saying stop, or it won't never stop. And so that's what we really need to do. There's only one defensible war, and that's a true war of defense. And if they want to come over here and try to attack us, then I'm going to be right out there with them. I mean, I'm a veteran myself. I'm a news editor by trade. Every night I have to turn in statistics. I have to turn in some story about somebody else's children dying in a war. And it eats me up inside. And it's not just foreign wars. Some people are at war their whole lives, and they never leave home. I know how it is to live with war inside of you and what it'll do. War will eat you inside out. You don't have to go to a foreign land and get shot to die. You can kill yourself with war inside yourself. And personally, I don't believe that the libertarians can do anything about war outside of a convention hall until we end the wars inside its walls. We got to learn that we can't be chopping ourselves up into these smaller groups like we do. Reformers and radicals and anarchists. Let's just be libertarians. Stop all this hyphenation. Let's just all be libertarians. There's enough issues out there that we all agree on, that we can have a unified message to bring to this nation. I hope that we can do it. Now, last thing I got to talk about is money. And all my time, Ken knows this. In all my time, I have never asked anyone for donations. I've run for office a number of times, funded them myself. Liberty for All was mentioned, I funded myself. This is something I can't do by myself, folks. It takes money to run these campaigns. It takes money to go from place to place. I'm not asking you for donations so that I can have, you know, rented offices and phone banks and limousines. I'm asking you to send Thomas Hill and I to the next state to spread this message, and on to the next state and into the National Convention, and carry a true libertarian stop all war message to everyone. 10% of all the donations I receive will be going towards ballot access. Ballot access is one of the things that started me off in the Libertarian Party, and it's been a passion of mine ever since. Americans cannot vote for liberty and freedom in this country. Libertarians aren't on the ballot, because the Republicans and Democrats already proved they're not going to give it to us. They're going to say that they will, but they don't. And as my mom always told me, actions speak louder than words. It's time for us to live up, step up, and do this thing right. I hope and pray that you will help me carry this message forward.
Thanks, Lee.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.